Good evening, everybody. Thanks for the great introduction, Tom. I don't know what to say. Chokes me up a bit. I thought you were going to make all the jokes, so I had some wisecracks to come back at you with, so I'm going to have to keep those to myself. But Lifetime Achievement Award blows me away, to say the least. You know, I just thought I was getting started, actually. And, David, I wondered at your last directors meeting, did you get confused? I looked at the recipients. Previously, we've got Harold Shipp, Iggy Caniff, former Madam Mayor Hazel McCallion. Are you sure I wasn't, maybe a most promising female vocalist and somehow you slipped the cards? What are we in for next? A string of rock drummers winning this award? But seriously, the Mississauga Board of Trade does a tremendous job promoting business in our community. And I'd really like to thank David and all the directors for this unexpected and truly humbling honor that just takes my breath away. I'd like to dedicate the award to my late father and mother, Herb and Martha, who put up with drums in the basement, earplugs every evening, and were my guiding lights and great stalwarts throughout my developing years. And I have to share this award with many people tonight. Firstly, I'd like to mention my beautiful wife, Sunny. Thank you for your incredible love and unwavering support. I couldn't do what I do without you, and our children know that, your parents know that, and we're a team that's going to stick together forever. Thank you so much. I love you. Tom mentioned my son Miles is over here tonight, and he truly is a trophy angler. I think the steelhead and the Credit River go running when Miles goes down the ravine behind our house, and they head to Lake Ontario for fear of facing him. Nice to see you here tonight, big guy. My daughter Lauren, as Tom mentioned, works with me every day. She's absolutely, unbelievably patient with her father. She's a controller for all three companies, and please don't pink slip me one day if I get out of line. It's a joy to work with my daughter Lauren. I wish Holly was here tonight. As Tom mentioned, she has a big exam tomorrow at U of T, and tremendous number of commitments for a young lady, but I love my Holly. And Roy and Kathy Swanson, my in-laws, are here to support us tonight. Thank you for being here to celebrate with us. And Sarah Conowall, thank you for doing all the arrangements tonight. I know there was a lot of logistics, so thanks for setting everything up. Besides my family, I have many more folks that were just so instrumental, and I really have to share this award with all of them. I'm going to start with Mike and Rick in Triumph. We started right here in a bowling alley at Mississauga Road and Lakeshore, in an abandoned bowling alley, and we just kind of dug it out of the dirt, really. To start a band, you have to create it from scratch and try to figure out what you're going to do. And anybody that heard my earlier bands would probably want to thank Mike and Rick as well. The earlier bands were not so much. But we shared a lifetime journey and just have some amazing memories. The people at Metalworks Studios, I have to thank the staff, I have to thank the engineers. They're just a great, dedicated group of very passionate individuals who've made a lot of great music over a long, long period of time. And I have to shout out to the artists, including my buddy Tom. If it wasn't for the artists, there would be no studio, there'd be no legacy, there'd be no memories. From Tom to Drake to Anne Murray to Prince to on and on. Local bands as well. All sorts of kids from our community have recorded at Metalworks, and choirs. We've just had a great interaction here in Mississauga. We've been very, very lucky to have the international artists that have come through, and famous domestic artists like Tom who've come through the studio. We've been blessed. We really have. Our school is the love of my life now, because I think as you get older, you start to appreciate the kids more, and you want to pass things forward. And we've got a great group of kids. Every day our faculty works very, very hard to try to get good results with all of them, and the administrative staff works equally hard, and I thank all of them. Several of them are here tonight celebrating with us. Our production group, Metalworks production group that does our live events, they're doing the video and the sound here tonight. They are the Navy SEALs, these people. I watch them every day, The big trucks come and the big trucks go and the gear gets packed, and it's something else. It's something else to watch. And they work extremely hard in the community with a lot of local events that we really partner with our events. You know, we have some great partnerships, like the Mississauga Waterfront Festival. Pat Anderson's here with her husband Wayne tonight. Thank you for attending, Pat. Ron Duquette, Southside Shuffle, another fantastic event. Neil Dixon's here. He's also a Mississauga guy. He runs Canadian Music Week, which is, not many people know, is the biggest, one of the biggest in the world now, music conferences. Thanks for being here, Neil. There's other elements in the community here that I think they go under the radar, like the work that Jake does over at Rogers. Boy, I'll tell you what, do they promote local artists or what on Rogers Cable? So I'd like to shout out to Ron, to Jake rather. I think that's a fantastic job that's done. Folks, growing up here in Arundel was certainly a blessing for me, and I've grown to appreciate it more and more as time goes by. You know, my friends and I lived large on the Credit River fishing, like my son Miles. We played hockey, football, baseball, golf. We did it all. And as a teenager, I started a fledgling PA company in my parents' basement and some bands that floundered before I met Mike and Rick. But before I knew it, Triumph had taken off, and seeing the world, I got to experience different cultures and different places. And after all these years and much reflection, I can tell you that Dorothy had it right, and there is no place like home. Mississauga is my home. I'm very, very thankful to be a resident of this great city. It's a great place to raise a family, a great place to do business, a great place for education, and it's a home for music and culture. And I'm liking the way the city is becoming an incubator for young talent and young creators. And I think it's going to continue to flourish with the leadership, the political leadership that we have. My hat's off to Madam Mayor Crombie for the great work she's doing and carrying on with the arts. And the groundwork was laid by former Madam Mayor McCallion, as we all know. And I know that Bonnie always uses the term that let's let the arts shine. That's her word, shine. And I agree with that. And I think they are shining in Mississauga, and they're going to continue to shine. I want to thank Jim Tovey as well, who's done a lot as a councillor in Mississauga to support music, particularly in the Port Credit area, but Jim's just a big supporter of music all around. Charles Sousa, I can't say enough about. He's, as our finance minister on Ontario, you know, you don't normally think that the finance minister cares all that much about music. Well, I'll tell you what, Charles Sousa does. He understands the links between youth employment, culture, the employment scene from the employer's side, and how this all impacts on GDP. And he's connected all those dots, and he's become a champion for the music industry. That's what I have to say about Charles. Charles, thank you so much. And I think, you know, the sum total of what I see in Mississauga is there's a lot of people that are trying to influence the next generation. And when I think about a lifetime achievement, what I really think is, for all of us in this room, our life would be well spent if we were able to pass our knowledge forward and help the next generation, which is certainly what my father did for me. I know that I get a lot of requests these days from young people, sometimes from their parents, seeking advice on the music industry. Everybody wants to be in the music industry, and it's a tough business because it's so competitive. And a lot of folks think I'm maybe going to have a secret sauce and I'm going to divulge something. And when I tell them the boring old facts about hard work and perseverance and all those sorts of things, you know, the genie's out of the bottle. But you know, the truth is, I learned most things from my father, things that he passed forward to me. And the spirit of youth has a special place in all our hearts. I know that's true of everyone in this room, and we're supporting some great youth charities tonight, youth music charities. And this award reminds me of the vulnerabilities of youth and the wisdom that comes with age. And hopefully as we get older, we don't forget what it was like to be young. After all those long Triumph tours, I always wanted to get back here where I was young once. Because home is where the heart is, and my heart is in Mississauga. Thank you very much.